Hello, my name is Ruth House, and I am so excited to be here today with the Forbes Fun AI Demo Day. So, thank you so much, Tinishia Hunt from Macedonia Face, our CEO. Is so glad to see you in this space. How are you?
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here with you today.
Thank you so much. Well, we know Forbes as being supportive and promoting nonprofits, providing resources to for service providers to be more efficient. So when they introduced this AI tool to Face Macedonia, what was your first thought?
So the first time I was introduced to the AI Mad Labs and this potential opportunity was at the GPNP conference. Fortunately, through the generosity of the Forbes Fund, several of my staff were able to attend that day. And one of the sessions I attended, Adam led that session and presented some very interesting tools for thinking about strategy that were new to me. And later in the conference, he presented Skilly, the AI assistant. And I thought, this is amazing. This is fantastic. And so I signed up to get some more information. When the opportunity came to participate in one of the cohorts, I still have my reservations about what is this AI and how can it be useful to us. And it sounds expensive, right?
Right.
As nonprofits, these things are sometimes outside of our budget to be able to do, but I knew that we had to participate because a lot of times nonprofits get left behind when there's advancements in innovation and technology. So I was very grateful for the Forbes Fund creating an opportunity in this space at an affordable cost for us to be able to participate.
Well, I really understand some of the great things about this product is that the nonprofits from GPNP was able to help develop and create the tool to make it best fit for nonprofits.
And so while the cohort that I participated in, we utilized and learned more about existing tools that we can utilize day to day to help reduce time, increase efficiency, and basically be a thought partner for us in doing this work that we do. While some of the other cohorts were generating AI assistants where they are helping to shape that technology and the analytics behind that to be more useful for nonprofits.
That's great. So I understand you were in cohort 3.
I was in cohort 1.
Oh, cohort 1. I apologize. And what was that cohort geared more towards?
Sure. So the cohort was focused around human-centered design. And so I was not 100% sure what I should expect going into this space. I, of course, assumed that we would be using ChatGPT and some technology. But it was more than that. We really were challenged in our thought process and the way that we approach talking about our organizations and presenting the work that we do to other people, which was really a useful tool. And so not only learning the tools, right, it's the language, it's developing the use of the language that you would input in the tools that really help you to generate and get back the most useful information for your organization. And so we went through around the room, and I thought we spent a lot of time on this, right? Like, we're all leaders. We know how to do this work and talk about our organizations, but he challenged us in a different way to think about what are these specific points that you want to get? Why am I going to listen to what you have to say about your organization? Why should I care? And why should I take action? And then let's put these other tools behind it, like who are your stakeholders, and really thinking about that in a different way and asking why a lot more instead of just taking the blanket first statement. Why? Why do you do that? Why is that important? Why? And drilling it down. So it was a combination of some really useful leadership development along with the use of the various AI technology.
So, can you tell me what is the most impressive thing about this AI tool that you have found in cohort one?
So I would have to say initially my comfort level was probably a 1 or a 2. It's new. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard a lot of debate about the good things about it and the not so, some of the things that people are concerned about with it. Very quickly, I learned that anybody can use it.
Okay.
And so even at my level of technology, where I think I'm pretty good with technology, other people in my organization who might not be as comfortable with technology, you can do it from your laptop, from your phone, from your tablet. There are great resources above and beyond the Google search that I think we use so frequently. So a tool like Perplexity.ai, where you can ask it a very complex question. I have a lot of complex questions that keep me up at night.
Yes.
And so being able to just input that in, and in a matter of 30 seconds, you get back a whole list of potential solutions or information with cited resources that can help you flesh that out a little bit more, that are conversation starters, idea generators, and that can lead to innovation. And so for me, that's what I found most useful. It doesn't replace a human. It doesn't replace my own ability to make decisions and have creative thoughts. It enhances that ability, and it reduces the time that it will take me to arrive at a better solution.
I really love that because I was concerned about whether this product removes the human experience and or even a human person from a job. Can you tell me a little bit about how, what's your perspective on AI replacing human experience?
And so I would say at the beginning of this cohort, I was probably on that side of the fence, like, well, what does this mean, right? For the jobs that are out here and for the workforce and those type of things. But one of the things that was said, Adam said it a lot of times throughout the cohort, right? You think of this as your junior assistant or your research assistant. It's not necessarily replacing someone. You can use this in addition. These are tools that people on your staff can use to support. It doesn't work without somebody putting the information in there.
So you need the person.
Somebody has
right?
to put the information in there. Somebody has to have the question. Somebody has to take that and then turn it into a stakeholder map or turn it into a storyboard or figure out what are all the next steps. The tools help you do that faster and maybe more efficiently, but it doesn't replace a person.
Okay, and finally, can you talk about one or two ways that the AI tool can save nonprofits money or enhance their presentability?
That's a great question, Ruth. One of the challenges with nonprofits is that we're always looking for additional funding.
Right.
It doesn't stop. This funding is for 2 years. This funding is for 18 months. So there's usually time limitations to those. There are budgets and expense constraints that are associated with those. So there are sometimes gaps in the funding to support positions, administrative costs, other supportive services that go beyond just the direct service work. So some of those, maybe development expenses, marketing expenses. And so this is where I see the AI being able to really come in and enhance and save organizations dollars or help us maximize the dollars that we do have. So one of the ways that I was thinking about, even in our social media, because it takes work. Social media, it requires consistent engagement in order to get the return on the investment, And so I don't have it in my budget to afford a dedicated person to do social media the whole time. But if I have tools like these AI features that my senior leadership staff can utilize, and then we can feed that into the development person who can quickly translate that into a social media post, Those are the things that can help us. Thinking about doing a different market analysis or other analysis around what are the greatest issues facing our zip code right now. And if you put that into the AI tool, it generates some things back to you, and then you can challenge those things like, well, is that really real? Is that what we're seeing? Oh, this is an alignment, or this is not. And so there are ways that it can enhance in that capacity, where you might not be able to hire a consulting firm to do an analysis or those type of things, where you can bring those in-house. And even thinking about strategic planning, right? Because we don't always have the money in our budget to hire an independent consultant to facilitate those things. Some of the wonderful components of MedLab's technology, which we now have for the duration of the life that it exists, we can use those tools to be able to support that work.
That all sounds so exciting. You talked about not having to hire a marketing person, not having to hire consultants. So that already in itself sounds like thousands and thousands of dollars of cost savings. Do you have any final message for Forbes, GPNP, just regarding your experience and how it has supported or not supported your agency?
I am just really grateful that the opportunity was presented, and I really hope that more organizations take advantage, especially in a nonprofit. For profit, a lot of the world is just so much farther advanced in how they do things and how their operations and their systems work. And many times nonprofits are not moving forward in that way because they don't have the money to do it. We're often challenged to do more with less. And I think building up our skill sets and our competencies in this area helps to make us more marketable. It increases our own competency as an organization to be good stewards over those fundings that we do receive. And so that's what I would say is, thank you for GPNP and visualizing and noticing that in order for all of us as a community to advance, that's all sectors. All sectors have to be moving forward in the same direction.
And I love that. And we'll leave off with that. I really love the fact that you talk about AI being able to bring us together and to work in tandem with each other instead of against.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for your time. This is Tinishia Hunt from Macedonia Faith.